Hi there, I'm Dr. Jose Almeida and wanted to let you guys know about our wellness program. We've even rebranded our office to Miami Vein and Wellness. Of course, Miami Vein Center has been here in Miami for many years. I came out of fellowship training in 1998, so I've been in private practice for what, couple of 27 years. In about 2018, we started adding on some other services to the vein practice in the office. And now we've got a full blown wellness program. Uh, we're here in the Brickell area at 1501 South Miami Avenue, and one wing in the office is dedicated to veins, and the other wing is dedicated to wellness, aesthetics and wellness, functional medicine. So I just wanted to show you guys a little bit about that real quickly. I'm just going to go through the landing page of the website because it does a pretty good job of showing what we do. So I am sharing my screen and hopefully you can see this now. Miami Vein and Wellness. We're at miamivein.com. Typical looking website, and your journey to elevated healing through cellular health. And that's really what this is about. So as you scroll through, a little bit about me. I was in competitive bodybuilding for 20 years, so I learned a thing or two about food and dieting and exercise. And that's really the crux of wellness, at least in my mind, is nutrition and exercise, which you've heard your entire life. But we have a few additional things to, it's hard for people. For some reason, what do they say? Life happens and you don't have enough time or you haven't made the effort. This requires some discipline and some thought and decision. So I started competitive sports when I was 8 years old. I'm 61 years old now. So started hitting the weights at age 15 for football and wrestling, and actually got into competitive bodybuilding. Did that for 20 years, did 17 shows. Retired from that a few years ago. Now, the point being, I've been doing this my entire life, food and exercise. So that's the foundation of it, but we'll talk about a few extra things that we do to help people along. When we talk about functional medicine, so we're kind of getting out of conventional medicine into more holistic medicine, using supplementation instead of hardcore medications for everything. We have a blend of both conventional and functional. So we'll look at neuroendocrine, GI, and detox. There's some labs that we can get, not the traditional conventional labs. We'll do traditional conventional labs, of course, to make sure there's no real disease. But most of the time, those things are normal, and people are just coming in with fatigue, inability to lose weight, just generalized blah. And of course, all the conventional workup is normal. The PCP, your primary care doctor, tells you everything is normal, but you're not feeling well. So that's where this stuff starts to kick in. Program overview, a discovery call. We like to do these labs. One we call the adrenal lab, saliva test. The other is the organic acid labs. That's a urine test. And the GI map, which is a stool test. And that'll give us really most of what we need to get things going. Initiate treatment. And oftentimes this is through supplementation. We'll create the program as stages based on the lab work. And pretty much a year to get things kind of redirected in the right path, and then you go into maintenance. We have here our partners, so we do have devices. This M-Sculpt Neo helps to, it's a machine, helps restore muscle and burn fat. Full Scripts is a supplement company, like a company that has all the supplements, so it makes things easy. We use the GLP-1 agonists, BioT's bioidentical hormone replacement. Genova's where we do most of the labs. Right, so that's some of the wellness. And this really is my idea of it, is the cellular respiration, as it's called. how our three macronutrients, fats, polysaccharides, and proteins get broken down, and how energy is made, and how the body works. So just briefly, this is what we eat. Of course, we use mixed meals, and then it's broken down in the GI tract and absorbed as simple molecules. So fatty acids from fat go into the cell, glucose from carbohydrates goes into the cell, and amino acids are the breakdown of proteins, and those get into the cells. Fat and carbohydrate are mostly for energy. So basically, it's the electrons stored in the bonds of carbohydrates and fats, or carbon-hydrogen bonds, that go from the cytoplasm. So a 6-carbon glucose will get broken down to a 3-carbon pyruvate in the cytoplasm. It enters the mitochondria. A CO2, carbon dioxide, goes out through the lungs, and it's acetyl-CoA that again goes through the tricyclic acid cycle. As we spin off CO2s, we are making NADH and FADH. These are the electron transporters that go to the electron transport chain, and using an electrochemical gradient, ATP, which is our energy currency, is made, and it has to be in the presence of oxygen, which then goes out as water. So the carbon dioxide goes out through the lungs. The amino acids get absorbed and for building blocks for proteins. The byproducts go out in the urine to the kidneys. And of course, this has to be in the presence of oxygen for efficient ATP production. Many steps. It's just an amazing cycle. And with today's foods and preservatives and additives, many of these steps can be blocked. So what the laboratories do is measure, for example, if you have enough cofactors or B vitamins or CoQ10 or multiple things, via the metabolites, we can tell where the deficiencies are or what needs to be restored. So that's kind of the crux of it. And we can do that through lab testing. We also have a DEXA scanner, which is for body composition. So if we're doing, for example, a weight loss program, as you're losing weight, we don't want you to lose muscle. So we can measure the lean mass, the fat mass, and the bone density. As you get into the program, we do have to do the weight loss slowly so you don't lose your muscle, which is a major metabolic organ. Microbiome is the microbes of the gut that we need to keep an eye on. We do that with the GI map, and we have to be careful, to make sure we're using prebiotics, probiotics to keep the gut healthy. This is an example of inefficient fat utilization, what we call the fatty acid oxidation or beta oxidation. We can figure out if there's defects here, and if we have to supplement with something called carnitine that helps the fatty acids get from the cytoplasm of the cell into the mitochondria to get burned. Muscle is really we're learning that muscle is very key for glucose disposal as a metabolic organ, of course, for structure. And just think of it, we lose muscle as we age, and if we develop sarcopenia or a significant loss of muscle, one cannot even get out of a chair. You lose your independence, and now you're in a assisted nursing facility. So that's what we don't want, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Multiple blogs with more information on the site, a little bit about me in here that I just told you. And that's our landing page, miamivein.com. So come on in for a consult and a visit. We've got a nice program here, a good staff. We have nurse practitioners, physician's assistant, estheticians, of course, ultrasound technicians, full vascular lab, good staff, great location, 1501 South Miami Avenue, right on the perimeter of downtown. So come give us a visit. Give us a call, 305-854-1555. Jose Almeida signing out. Thank you.